Hello there. Yes, guys, I am live. This is the first time I have done a live. And, it's an interesting thing because as a guy who is on his journey through spirituality, helping others to get there too, it brings up some energy, brings up that energy of what if no one turns up, da da da? What if no one wants to know anything? What am I going to do if this and this happens? And so that's why I did it, because I love to be pushed out of my comfort zone, really. And it's not that I'm uncomfortable to be here talking with you guys. It's more that I got uncomfortable with the potential of going live and it not drawing in as many as I wish it would. But I'm sure many of you wonderful people will start to come on, and actually this is going to be a Q&A, so I want this to be a chance for you to ask me anything. All of my wonderful followers out there who have had questions, burning desires, things that they have wanted to kind of get some help with, I am going to be answering those. So one of the things I'm going to do now here is I put a post on my free Facebook group. It's called The Healing Circle. I will make sure to put that in the comments of this video at some point. But one of the things I put in that in the Healing Circle is exactly that. So if you have a question that you want to comment, put it on there now. If you just have a question that you want me just to kind of answer, put it on there. I'll answer it. And if you want to support the channel in any way, it really helps the channel if you do. There's an option there to put some super likes and get your question at the top. But hey, even if you don't, I'll be answering them all. The reason we're here today, though, guys, is because we're celebrating. Today is the release of I'm so proud of it. It's of my online course, The Healing Factor. Now, I've put my heart and soul into this, and this course, I have to tell you, will literally give you the tools to heal. Healing should be simple and easy. It should be a joyous process. But the thing is, it's the feeling of stress and anxiety that we build up around it that stops it from being such a sort of delve into the unknown, So when we delve into the unknown, we're going to get uncomfortable. So I just want you to know that actually it can be a nice, joyous process. When you understand what you're actually doing, you're going to realize that it doesn't have to be something that you have to be so dogmatic about. Not everyone is going to have a healing experience in the same way. You don't need to follow the same rules as everyone else. You find your individual process. If you align to someone's process, keep doing it. If you're aligning to the meditation, keep doing it. Maybe you align to prayer therapy. Maybe you align to mirror work. Maybe you align to affirmations. There is no right or wrong way when it comes to healing, and I'm going to have some videos about that in the coming moments. Now, I'd love some of you to comment down below here. Now, this is new for me, so am I missing any comments? I don't think so. But anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to start to answer some questions that have been put on the sort of Healing Circle, which is my free Facebook group. Let me just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to put that. I don't know if I'm doing anything right here, so just bear with me. But anyway, I just want to see your chat. So remember, in the comments there, ask me anything, okay? So here's what we're going to do. One of the first questions is learning to love your own body that I had on the Healing Circle. Let's talk about that because that's actually really, really good fun. I've just had one of my first comments. I'm going to literally talk about that in a minute, but I'll just answer this question. Learning to love your own body. Now, the problem that we have here is when we are going through something, often we start to blame ourselves and we start to dislike ourselves. You have to realize that love should never be a conditional thing. So when we're looking at our own body and wanting to learn to love it, we need to actually realize that this body is a real gift. Okay? We're here and we're able to experience our life. We have come from the source, come down into this body to get a true experience of life. Okay? And that experience of life is something that is a gift. So we get to see these colors, we get to feel these things, we get to experience the emotions, some good, some bad. All of it is just the essence of being alive, though. One of the things that I think really helps is when you realize that you have been given this chance to live and experience, then you're actually really grateful for the body that's carrying you through that. Okay. One of the other things as well is, at first you may not love your body, you may not love it, but when you start to give it love and send it love, you start to actually teach yourself how to love your body. One of the ways you might do that is to sit with the body. Close your eyes, start to notice on the body where any feeling of discontent is rising up, and sit and notice that. That is how you start to understand where the body's energy is. When you notice that and you breathe and you relax into it, you're going to start to notice the energy in your body. Then you can start to actually sit back from that energy and start to move it and manipulate it gently without force. You can then I like to lift it up above my head, and I like to give it a color that represents peace, joy, and harmony to me, and scan through my entire being. And this peace, joy, and harmony, love, is a loving energy, and I surrender my body to that loving energy. After a while of doing that, you're going to start to feel feelings in your body like you haven't experienced, energy and stuff like that. You're going to start to notice your body more, and you can start to send it that love. After a while of doing that and correcting the habit of wanting to dislike your body, noticing your habit of going, I hate my body, doesn't work for me, I dislike it, you notice that feeling, do it again, notice where that feeling rises on the body, let it release, relax through relaxed breath, then affirm, I love my body, it works perfectly for me, I'm so proud of how my body works for me. Okay, that's the first one. So I've got Anshika here. I'm a big fan of Abraham Hicks, as her teaching is the simplest. As she says, you can get anything big, just align the energy as it's yours already and feel it. And once you align to it, to your good, you get it. Well, absolutely. I'm 100% with you on that one. Abraham Hicks is a wonderful teacher. And I did a video on Abraham Hicks because 5 of her greatest teachings. She's a wonderful teacher because she tries to simplify the process so much. And if you don't know Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks channels an energy, and it's a group of energies that call themselves Abraham, and it's here to teach us about the law of attraction and how the world works. Well, put it this way, right? I want you to realize this, okay? That what she is saying is that if you align to your energy, this is what we have to remember. But actually, the only thing that is taking us out of that constant stream of good and alignment is the fact that we are letting the outer world cause us to react. When you think about it like that, there's actually an energetic field of energy, a line of energy that runs through your body, your energetic center or chakras, okay? So when you are reactive to your environment, or you don't necessarily want to deal with certain aspects of your emotional spectrum, and you push them away, you actually push the energy down. That energy then gets stuck in the body and it gets caught in the lower centers. What happens is what you do then is your life will carry on going, but situations will come up that trigger that energy that you have trapped. And then that is where that response comes from. So that response of anger, that response of shouting, that response of tears, that response of running away from your problems, that is because you are being driven by the reaction, and the lower state energies that are stuck there are then driving you to take this response, okay? So actually what we need to do then is become aware, so highly aware of that energy in our body. And we don't need to, but what I really want you to realize is that you do not need to forcibly try to change it at all. You don't have to change it. You literally, just by putting your awareness on it and relaxing and noticing it, your body's going to do what it naturally does best. And it knows how to get rid of waste food, waste water, and it knows how to get rid of waste energy. So all of these things where it's, we're trying to dredge up too much of the emotional past, therapies that take you back and speak through all these things, they actually are not helpful because they keep connecting you back to the past, where actually you need to sit with your body and realize that just by putting a gentle awareness on it, it knows how to release that energy. That is when you come to that level of peace or alignment, because actually the truth is that your alignment or your peace or your, the harmony, when you feel peace and harmony, you're truly aligned to the divine. If you're trying to force gratitude on top of a feeling of worry and fear and doubt, that's not going to help. But if you can just start to notice your feelings, breathe, let them move as they wish to move, and just relax, you're going to start to be able to change your energy. Now, here's another cool and interesting thing then about Abraham Hicks. She also mentions this. She says, if alignment is when you chill out. So she's like, if you're not feeling good, go meditate, go have a sleep. She says meditation is the tool that puts you back into a non-resistant alignment. And we can talk about resistance in the future. Samantha, and thank you so much for commenting, you lovely lady. But I'm going to help and try and answer this question. I find myself saying negative things about my health, still focusing on what I don't want. It's really frustrating. Yeah, so actually, Samantha, that's really good point. What I want you to notice there is that all of those terms are they're habitual. So it's become a habit of you to say those things. So what you actually need to start doing is, in those moments when you say them and you catch yourself saying them, start to notice your reaction to them. Notice the energy. Sit with that energy, right? Just close your eyes and sit with the energy. Sit back from it. Notice it on your body. Breathe and relax. It will lift up and it will release, okay? Then all you can do from there is then you can claim the opposite. So if you've said, oh, my health is really annoying me at the moment, and you, oh, God, that's made me feel really anxious. I've noticed that in my body. I'm going to breathe, going to relax. Then on top of that now, I'm going to start to then say instead, boom, I've noticed that I've released that energy and my body's become calm. I'm relaxed. Now I'm going to say that divine health, peace, and harmony flows naturally for me. My body knows exactly what to do. I am loving and lovable. Everything is working out for me. And I trust in this process. And I promise you that is enough. That is enough. We think we have to do more, but also don't get so angry at yourself for going there. Just notice it. Start to become more of the observer, okay, than you are the sort of reactionary person. So just notice it and say, God, I've noticed that 30 times today I've spoken about my health, and none of them have been positive. So tomorrow, can I make it 20? Can I make it 10? Can I catch it before I say it? Just start to make it part of your practice, okay? Okay, guys, so let's have a look here. So, how to turn the mind off, especially when songs are repeating in there 24/7. This one's from Patty on the Facebook group. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good one, isn't it? You're never going to turn thought off, because thought is a part of consciousness. But you can slow it down to the point where you get extreme focus. So when you start to notice that your mind is wandering, you just want to start to actually work on your breath. If you can start to breathe deeply, and with each breath you relax your body more, relax the shoulders. Okay, so this is for people whose mind wander a lot. If you notice that your mind is wandering, start to focus on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. I just want to check that everyone can hear me okay, yeah? Just make sure that you can hear me. If not, let me know, okay? But we're breathing in and breathing out. So when we do that then, that means that we must, okay? That means that we must start to let the body relax. When the body relaxes, the mind will catch up with it. You see, let's talk about this, because actually it's interesting. The body is a great reflector of the mind. Yeah. So it's the greatest indicator of where your deeper mind is at. So if your body, if you start to work with your body and release it and relax it, your mind will follow suit. Okay. So you need to realize that actually don't try and stop the thoughts. That's a goal to nowhere. Work on the breath, work on the relaxation. When you actually relax yourself, that's when you're going to get to the point of everything's harmony and the mind starts to slow down and everything starts to slow down. For those of you who are maybe just joining, we're here today because I'm celebrating my flagship course. It is literally called The Healing Factor, and you can go to my website and join that course. The next 20 people who sign up to that course, in 4 weeks' time, I'm going to open up the competition, and I'm going to choose one person who can have 4 one-to-one sessions with me. But you have to be a member of the online course to be involved in that competition. They'll be free to whoever gets picked at random, by the way. All right, let's go. So one of the big questions that I get asked a lot is about anxiety. How do we overcome anxiety? So this is one that I've been getting from the Facebook group as well. Anxiety is a really, we all, if we're on a journey of healing, whether it's for depression, health, monetary, all of that, every one of us is actually going to be dealing with some level of anxiety. So actually, this is a really great question, because if you can overcome the anxiety toward the issue, the issue loses power. So anxiety, really, you have to start to realize that anxiety isn't you. You are not anxious. I've said this to many people. I'm someone who suffered with huge anxiety and burnout at one point when I was at the top of my game as an actor, playing the role of Frankie Valli in Jersey Boys, and I really suffered with that burnout. But what I want to say to you is this: anxiety is just a feeling, okay? It's not you. And when you start to realize that, you realize that you are not anxious. You are experiencing a feeling that you associate with anxiety. So when you realize it's just a feeling, then you realize that it's not actually you. This is a great way to disconnect it. You see, the you, who is the one who is aware. So you have to ask yourself the question, who is it inside me that notices that I'm anxious? Who is the one that notices that I'm anxious right now? And that's a really big one to kind of ask yourself. That immediately disconnects you with the anxiety. It makes you the conscious observer, okay? So as the conscious observer, then you start to notice, and I want you to notice that anxious energy. Where does it kind of manifest on your body? Where do you feel it? So if you feel it somewhere on your body, well, just noticing it, notice it on the body. Where is it? My anxiety used to rush up to my chest. So once where I notice it, when I notice it's on my body, then I'm disconnected from it being me. You know, so then all I have to do is place a gentle awareness and start to sit back, take a back seat from it and just observe it. When you become the observer, it disconnects you from the feeling of anxiety. You then are not the anxious person anymore. You are simply just an observer of a feeling. Once you breathe and you start to relax, and that energy that is causing the anxiety will release. And if you can stay diligent enough, you're going to have to do this regularly. The thing that people slip up on with anxiety is they get lost in it again. But you need to notice it every time, and don't be frightened of that. Gently notice it, gently become aware, and you can start to move and actually do some wonderfully amazing things with your energy. And that's how we can do that. So guys, I want to talk to you, just take a little break from the questions for a second here. I want to talk to you about my new course, The Healing Factor. Okay. Now I have to tell you, this is 6 weeks of sessions. This is going to be okay. And in the first module, we'd actually talk about our beliefs. Okay, that we're a product of our beliefs. I want you to know that all you guys are actually a product of your beliefs. Your life right now. Look at your life and see where you think you want to sort of make some shifts, and then if there is areas of your life that you don't like, you need to ask yourself, what are my beliefs around this area? Okay, do I believe I'm a victim to this circumstance? So Here's what we're going to do then, okay? So just very quickly, I won't spend long on this, but we go through how beliefs are created. We go through belief in our health by the placebo, the nocebo effect, various videos on that. Then I give you a chance to actually start to work with your energy by giving you some meditations that are going to work with your energy and help you work through some forgiveness, okay? So then also we come to the emotions and energy, that we're a product of habit, repressed emotions, what they're doing to our body. I was talking about that earlier, how that repressed emotion gets stuck in there. Who do I need to forgive the most? And then we start to work with the emotions and how they affect our genes. And then we talk about epigenetics. That's the science part done. Then we need to talk about how to change those beliefs through meditation, affirmation, visualization, and being consistent. And I go into great detail on how to do that. Then I help you to claim the healing. You know, that is what we do. You do not forcibly get a healing. You claim it and you surrender to that healing, okay? And then lastly, we talk about allowing the healing. And I'll give you a lot of tools along the way to work with to help you to get this point. But we have to make it about how we feel. If you're on a healing journey, guys, you really need to stop making it about healing and make it about changing who you are and how you feel, how you are responding to life. Because actually the whole point of the journey here is not to be the one who's reacting anymore. It's to be the observer who then gets a choice of how they respond and how they react, you know. Now, guys, if any of you here want to kind of share this live, that I'm going live with your friends, get them to come and watch it now, because I literally would love to answer as many of your questions as possible. Okay. Now, one of the things that I think would be nice for me to do as a gift to you all as well is that any of you who are new to my channel and haven't joined my Facebook group, what I'll do is I'm going to give a giveaway, a free meditation to everyone on the Facebook group as well as a celebration. So if you are new to my channel and you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, it's called The Healing Factor. I'll make sure to put it in a comment here. So let me actually find that for you now, just so you're not lost there away from this. How do I invite? Okay, yeah. I'm not very good at the technical aspect of things sometimes. Copy link. There we go. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that into this now. So join my free Facebook group, and I'll make sure to put a meditation on there that you can use. Now, any of you guys who have just come onto the call now, could you please just any burning question that has come to you, just chuck it out there, because we're here now, and I promise I'm going to stay here for as long as possible, just answering more and more questions. Okay. There's a couple more that we'll put on my Facebook group, okay, that I'm going to have a look at. Now, mastering the mind for creative, high vibration, service focus, receiving, discernment, intention, that sort of stuff. Wow. Do you know, I want to tell you something, guys, and this has been a big journey for me. I'm someone who was a creative person, I was an actor and all that. And one of the things you learn as an actor is that you find your best work when you go into this flow state. What is the flow state? Except the fact that you have become so present to the moment. So if you are someone who is looking to get more creativity and guidance and sort of get divine ideas that guide you to where you want to be, I'm going to tell you this, right? You need to start to learn to how to sort of really relax your body and find peace. Now, I have found myself, and I really want to put this to you, now that I live from a place of surrender to life rather than trying to control it and force it all, my life has changed in ways that I could never imagine. I actually want to use this live as just to explain a few ways that it has changed, okay? Now, I was someone who was suffering with hair loss, and that hair loss was diagnosed as male pattern baldness. I also had many throat issues. I could barely speak. I was always in pain in my throat. I had digestive issues. Now, I used this same stuff that I talk about with you guys to heal myself of these three issues. I could not Everything that was joyful in my life got taken away because of the way and the relationship with myself. Now, here's the thing as well. Even though I'd healed all those things, I had kept some long-held fears. As an actor, I had made some good, I'd made a nice living. But once I became a father, I started to become very fearful around money, and I started to lose money and make bad decisions and always be in troublesome situations. So I learned then, and I want you to take this on board too. I learned then to say, I've just had enough of how I feel. I just want to play the experiment of this stuff to see if I can start to surrender to life and start to trust the process of life, because I've had enough of how I feel. Yeah, it's 10 years later. I've still got all of my hair. My throat is so relaxed. I eat anything that I want and my stomach is at ease. But here's the mad thing that started to turn up. Once I started to relax and open up those energetic centers in my body by just working with the energy, noticing it, not becoming the victim of my life, and just noticing my reactions to things, working with them, breathing, relaxing, allowing that energy to do and move as it wishes, it would always release. Then I'd find myself in this place of peace and harmony. Then from there, I'd start to claim that which I wanted as mine already. So I would say I have a wonderful coaching business that helps so many people. All of my clients have wonderful healings. I am fully booked. I have wonderful engagement on all levels of my social media and YouTube. My family is blessed. My life is blessed. I'm where I'm meant to be, doing what I love. I'm infinitely prospered, infinitely blessed. When I started to do this and follow that as my main thing, and then take one piece of inspired action every day, I found that I had huge changes in my experience of life. And it was so beautiful. My life now is fully changed, where before I was a victim and I was fearful. Now my life has opened up. I've got to the point where I can now be in an office to teach people. I have a lovely office in the part of town. This came to me with ease. I mean, it was one phone call. I was in it the next day, exactly where I wanted it to be, in my favorite part of town. I had some other things that came up financially that would usually have been a huge problem, but I sat back and just noticed my feeling towards them, breathed and relaxed, then claim that everything is working out for me. Then I would never, ever take action from fear. And what happened? Well, I started to, this one situation was where I didn't realize I wasn't making a payment to something that I owed. And they'd actually made a claim against my house that when I sold it, I have to give them the money. Well, from a place of surrender and least action, the place of least effort, I actually sat back and kept that place of least effort. And I only took action when I was inspired. They actually apologized to me, sent me £100 check, and started to set up the payments and took the claim away. So no court claim or anything. And all of that came from surrender and just focusing on my reactions. So I want you to know that life really wants to be a very chilled out, easy thing for you. It wants to work for you, okay? It wants to work for you, and it wants to work best. Oh, Christina is here. She's one of my wonderful, what a beautiful woman she is. I know Christina well. I won't say how, but she is a wonderful woman. She's made it here. So pleased you're here. And she's come here over, she's come here and she's actually got a family event. So you're a legend. I won't forget that. Now, guys, it's about to run an ad, okay? Don't worry about that. It's not for the next 40 seconds, but in that moment when it does run the ad, I would very much appreciate it if you wrote any questions you have about spirituality, healing, or manifestation, and I will come back after this ad and I'm going to answer them with all my heart and passion. But I just want you to know this thing before the ad does run, is that you literally don't have to try so hard in life. You need to learn to let go and allow life to work for you. Life wants to work for you so much. think that divine presence within you, it loves you. I'll see you in a bit, guys. I don't actually see. I don't actually know if there's an ad running right now or not. I'm just going to keep talking. But anyway, so here's my thing. I want all of you guys who are watching here today, if you can take one thing from what I'm saying today, is to stop with the effort. If you need to get to the point where there is so little effort, that the energy that you do use towards your goals is so directed. Because when you make it about and you start to overcome these high emotions in you, okay, my friends, you are going to suddenly realize that you are going to understand, and you're going to realize that there is this innate power in you. There is an innate power within you, my friends, that all you have to do is get out of the way. Please just get out of your own way. And if you struggle with that, that is what this is about. That's what it's about. That's your test to connect to the deeper part of yourself. Okay, so I've got Rowan here. Thanks, Rowan, for the question. I'm currently practicing Dr. Joe's meditation, especially heart clearance and blessings of the energy centers. It's gone. No worries, Rowan. They're wonderful, wonderful meditations. Okay, so what you want to do though is with something like blessings of the energy centers. Okay, blessings of the energy centers. You need to make it really, truly about just that moment of the center. Don't try to forcibly create the feeling. If you can actually allow the feeling to naturally rise in those centers and naturally lift up in those centers, you're going to start to allow that energy that wants to kind of come out of those centers and release to do it. So really start to sit back from those centers when you're there. And when it says to bless them, instead of like trying so hard and get into a place of effort, surrender more and start to release. Imagine you're releasing that feeling of gratitude. Can you touch on how we can redirect our thoughts of past experience that are not so positive? That's really a great question. Okay. Now, here's the thing, though. I think what happens with this is that we tend to get so caught up in our thoughts. You see, thoughts are powerful. Do not get me wrong, but those thoughts often are bred. You know, they say the thought comes, then the feeling. You know, but what I'm going to tell you is the way to then make those thoughts not have so much potency is to then work with the feeling that they create. You see, when the thought can be thought, when you can have the thought without the emotional reaction, that's when you can think back to your past and there's no connection energetically to it. You see? So don't keep thinking I need to redirect my thoughts or I need to turn away from it. Actually, what you need to do is when you notice the thought has come up, you're going to notice a corresponding feeling that arises with it. Sit with the feeling, breathe into that feeling, allow it to move and express and do whatever it wants. I'll tell you what happened with me. I had a very tight throat and pains in my throat. I found it hard to sing, found it hard to do anything like that. It wasn't joyful to express myself in any way. Let's put it that way. What I did was I sat with my throat and just with a gentle awareness, I sat there and continued to breathe, continued to relax. And I must have sat there for 20 minutes doing that in the silence. Well, I tell you, floods, when I'm saying floods of emotion, rose out of me. And the tears that flowed. I'd been holding, and many of you are having throat issues, you've been holding on to emotional tension and you have let it sit in your throat. Your throat is very sensitive to emotions. Okay? That center, those muscles, they're very sensitive. They're small muscles and they are very reactive to emotion. So if you can sit with the emotion and notice the energy, you're going to allow it to release. You may have floods of tears. Caution, floods of tears potential, okay? And I'm doing those meditations and feeling that the energy grow day by day. Also, your videos do help in how to do those meditations. Thank you. Rowan, man, legend, mate. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, the thing with meditation is, and the thing with this is, we do not add any power to the divine. You know, we don't add any power to this energy. So actually, just by putting awareness on these centers and noticing them and sitting back and surrendering to the process of those meditations, you allow that natural energy to arise. Okay, so I've got a video coming out soon, and I hope you all check it out. It's about the toxic side of spirituality, because there is, you know, with everything that gets a lot of attention, you're going to get some toxicity in it. It's a buzzword, really, isn't it? But the thing is, right, your journey, everyone who follows me, your journey of spirituality will be different to the next. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I think sometimes we try to figure out and understand too much what we need to do. I actually want you to know that it is so, your body is so amazing. It knows the entire building blocks of you. It knows precisely how to heal you. Whether you basically have had been to whether the doctor has given you some tablets or done anything to help heal you or anything like that. Hey Elizabeth, great to see you. Thanks for coming. If the doctor has done anything to you, the body is always the thing that ends up healing you. If a doctor gives you steroids, the body uses that steroid in the area it needs. If the doctor puts a plaster cast on your arm, the bone heals itself. You are the healer, and the divine energy within you that does that. Okay, the divine energy that does that and knows that about you. Okay, it knows your building blocks. It knows who you are. It knows everything that you need to heal. So yes. Every healing is a divine healing, whether it's from the doctor, whether it's from you as an immaculate healing. But what I want you to remember is that it's always your body that does it. So actually, when you realize my body's always trying so hard to keep me healthy and well, I think we forget that a lot. Betsy, sorry. Do you know what, Betsy, man? It's Betsy. I love Betsy. She's a great person too. We know each other. She's awesome. Sorry, it's because it said Elizabeth and I didn't even read into it, Betsy. But yeah, so just know that your body genuinely wants you well. It's fighting every day for you to be well. So if you can get out of the way of it, what is it going to do? It's going to literally make you well. Okay, what meditation do we only have to feel the black space? Try to think of nothing. While meditating, do we only have to feel the black space, try to think of nothing, or do we have to think about the healed future self at all? Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant question. Now, some people really align to visualization. Some don't. I believe this, though. The power of the energy within you will come in that place where you surrender to that infinite void, where you surrender to that place of nothing, where you detach from all things that hold you to this reality. When you're meditating, if you can find that place of absolute surrender, you're going to release more energy and more power into your body, more divine flow of energy into your body than any visualization is ever going to give you. Now, the nice thing about visualizing the future self as healed is, yes, the mind doesn't know what's real or not. I talk about it in the online course that I've just done. Yeah. But the only thing we tend to do is over visualize. We tend to visualize every day, and then it becomes a chore. It actually starts to remind us that we're not healed. I want you to know, and I want you to start to take note of all of these little moments where you need to sort of surrender and let go. They're literally going to be the one who they're going to be the moments that literally bring you all that energy and healing. How can I heal my 8-year-old son so his bone marrow is healed and procedures, healthy cells in plenty? Oh, Manu, I've worked with many parents looking to heal their wonderful children. Okay, I'm gonna break this down for you. Children are very, very open energetically. Between 0 and 7, they're literally sponges. And they, as babies, especially, they don't even read language, they just read your energy. Now, Manu, what I need you to remember here is don't make it about trying to heal your son. I know it's hard, I've got 3 children myself. What you need to do is realize that if you change your energy, their energy will naturally change as well. So I want you to start to do this. When you are meditating and when you're doing things, I want you to start to imagine that field of energy around you expanding further and further. I want you to feel it interacting with your son. I want you to know, I want you to come to that place of peace and harmony and start to allow your body to get out of the way. Feel that energy expand. It will interact with your son's energy. It will evoke his energy to start to shift too. Okay? And then also, you do never emotionally embrace the problem. So I don't want you to, and you need to be very mindful of your reactions when you're talking to the doctors and things like this. Become the observer, sit with those feelings, work on just changing you. I'll tell you the story of me. I had a wonderful client, 2 wonderful clients recently that have healed their children. One was a woman whose son was non-verbal autism. And all we did was work with her energy, start to feel amazing, start to never see a vision, never emotionally react to her son's condition. And she used to feel her energy interacting like I've just told you. And wow, he started to say his first words, "Mama, I'm hungry," da, da, da. And that was after 3 weeks, okay? So her energy, her change of energy started to heal him. Another one was a mother whose children were constantly getting sick, just lots of illnesses. She was getting highly anxious about it. And also they weren't sleeping through. And I said to her, every time you talk about the problems and you emotionally embrace the problems, you just stick them back onto them. Now, obviously, with what your son's going through, you're going to have to face some natural procedures. I don't want you to stop going to doctors and all that. But after you have had those moments, do not let the energy of anything but positivity. You know what I mean? Not toxic positivity. I'm not talking there. But I'm saying, say you speak to the doctor and there's some feeling that comes up after that. Work on that. Work with that energy. Breathe into it. Let it release. Then claim the divine healing energy that knows exactly what to do is healing my wonderful son. My son is whole, healthy, and well. I also, actually, funny enough, I've got a client now whose mother came to me, and she really, it was amazing. He had to go in for brain surgery, and she was able to reduce the size of anything, and they had the blood tests, and there was no sign of cancer left. And it was amazing. And now I'm working with her son directly to help get him back on his feet. And he is doing amazing now as well. So Manu, I hope there's some inspiration there. Okay. So you just need to know that you change your energy will be enough to change his. Okay. And I'm here for you if you need any extra support. So just reach out. Okay. And I will be there. But it's a wondrous journey, and you can do this. Okay. So guys, what we're going to do now, okay, is I'm going to maybe take a last couple of questions, but I just need to just basically, actually, my wife's just texted me. I'm just going to reply to her. Hey, listen, man, I'm a family man. I've got kids. I've got to make sure they're safe. They're safe. It's fine. But, so this question today is a good one. How do I know the energy's changing? I knew that's so profound. You will know your energy is changing when you notice that you are not so highly emotionally reactive to the situation. Yeah, you'll notice that you start to feel good. You'll notice that you are just at a place of a bit more ease. And also, you'll start to notice little signs that your energy is aligning to something else, okay? You will notice these things. Now, of all of you that are watching now, is there any more questions? Because I'm going to go for another 5 minutes. But I would love to to just discuss more. And I hope, Manu, let me know, Manu, if that's helpful or not. Yeah, because I have children. I have children myself, and like I said, I have a meditation that I'm going to make sure is free to download. So come and join my Facebook group. I put a link in the comments here, okay? And I will make sure. I promise you to put that up there, and you can use it. And it is an energy healing meditation. And I'm going to be recording a lot more, guys. That just a simple but so effective. All right. So I'm just going to try and pin that Facebook one to the top. Now, any questions at all, guys? Any questions at all? Let me know, and let's go. Manu says thanks. Manu, you're literally a wonderful. Now, I don't know. I don't want to get this about parent. You're just a wonderful parent. That love. So just keep that. Know that you're love, but not a love that's close to fear. A love that knows. A love that understands. A divine love is the healing presence. Okay, and that is what you will get. Okay, guys. So I'm going to be wrapping up soon, but the whole reason I wanted to do this live is start to get to know you guys soon. But what I would like to say is this, okay? What I want to say to you is that I've had a few more questions come up, okay? So I'm going to answer them. But what I want to say to you is this, is that we're here today because I do have this healing course, okay? And it is I've put my heart and soul into it. And so for those of you who maybe can't always get one-to-one coaching, this will have everything you need to help you. How can I use your methods to stop drinking? Do you know what, man? Chris, well, thanks for being so open. Do you know, I'm someone I was an actor, and we would drink nightly because obviously we'd finish late and I'd have to walk past a pub that had all my mates in. You will naturally find that when you start to use these methods, Chris, and if drink is becoming something that feels like it's controlling you, you'll realize that when you become more aware of your emotion and your energy, and you start to be able to sit with it and allow it to express and move and do everything that it does, okay? Then I will tell you this, once you use that as your modality, that awareness, overcoming yourself, you will start to notice those feelings and they will come up in the body. You will notice them, sit back, breathe and relax, let them, and they will naturally release because your body knows what to do. You will get a feeling and a rush of energy, like at some point, and you will feel bliss or happiness. You will then start to ask yourself, and one of the things I want you to start to ask yourself, Chris, is would someone that loves themselves do this? Would they grab this now? Would they get this now? You see, I was someone who got into the habit of drinking regularly, and I realized it takes so much energy from you. It takes away, it's like an energy drainer, So what I want you to do is start to notice your energy. Notice that actually the reason that you're drinking is because there is energy in you, there's emotion you don't want to face. You need to start to sit with that energy and allow it to release, because it will, if you start to notice it. Then you will be compelled not to drink because you will claim that divinity. Once it releases, you claim, this is a prayer for you, Chris, okay? An affirmation or a prayer that you can say. The divine presence within me is nurturing me, guiding me, taking me to the next step of evolution. I'm born to win. The infinite in me can never fail. I make only wonderful choices towards my health. The divine presence within me guides me every step of the way, giving me strength and resolve. I'm improving. I'm growing. I'm moving forward in life. I love myself and I love life, and I see this reflected back to me. All is well. I am safe. Try that out, Chris, and see how it helps. Rowan says, I have a spinal cord injury and I'm convinced I will recover through meditation, and I'm committed to it daily. Although I haven't seen significant changes, but I can feel that my energy is growing day by day. Rowan, man, that's your indicator, okay? That's your indicator, Rowan, all right? And so I'm talking, any of you that have asked questions today, reach out if you would like some extra support, okay, at michaelwatsoncoach.com. Okay, now Betsy, who I know here, she said, I felt my energy change and it was undeniable. Felt calm and blissful. Betsy is literally an example of truth. And if she comments down below how she knows me, then I'll explain a little bit about it, but I will not if she doesn't. But she's literally a sign of truth here. And she, by working with her own energy and doing the things that I've put forward to you today, she has found a way to find calm and bliss in a place that she never thought possible. So she's an absolute diamond, amazing woman, and yeah, she's I'm a big fan. And so, Chris, it's an absolute pleasure. I know we've spoke a couple of times through the website, Chris, and I'm here for you, my friend. And Rowan, same goes to you, and everyone else who watches this now or later. You're all wonderful people. You all deserve the best in life. I love you all. I want you to know that I genuinely love you all, and I'm here for any one of you. So reach out. I always reply to comments. I always answer questions on the Facebook group. You may not be able to work with me in certain ways, but there are other ways, and I will always help where I can. I love you all. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'll see you on the next one, guys, okay? Oh, Rowan, it's a real pleasure, okay? He says, thank you for your valuable knowledge. That means a lot, so I appreciate it. Oh, Chris, you too, man. That really makes my heart sing, you know? I'm so passionate. I want to actually, just before I leave, I'll tell you why I do what I do. I'm someone who's always used manifestation to get what I wanted in life. I created a wonderful career as an actor. It's brought me my wife, brought me many wonderful things. I went through such a painful time, emotionally and physically, for about a year. And it just compelled me that I would never want anyone to live through that feeling and through that pain. So I was compelled to want to start helping people because I got myself out of that space. And I did it through self-love, self-talk, meditation, and other routes. So I started to share these with people slowly. But still, there was a part of me that was like, I can't talk about this on great length on YouTube because I was an actor. Who's going to listen to me? I studied the mind religiously, studied the soul, the spirit. I realized it's actually our divine right to be healthy, happy, and prosperous in all areas of life. And so I was compelled to do this. And I remember trying to help someone once who was very unwell by just giving them the materials to read and do that. But you know what? I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this to you, okay? That you can't convince everyone. But what you can do is change your energy. And if there is someone you're wanting to heal, you see them as whole and well. You never emotionally embrace them any other way. I'm going to tell you this, if you want to heal, don't emotionally embrace any of your issues, any of your problems. Just know this, that everything you want is always wanting to work for you. So if you can just get out of the way and start to work with your energy to a place where you find peace, harmony in you, your whole life will reflect that back to you. And Kirsten, thank you for joining. Yeah, I knew the timings for Australia wouldn't be great. So next time I do a live, I'm actually going to do it at a slightly different time for all of my American and Australian friends. But I love you all. Watch the replay. There's some valuable lessons in there. If you listen carefully and take some notes, you can learn a lot. And I'm constantly learning, and we're all constantly evolving. You're all wonderful. I appreciate you all. Take care, guys. See you on the next one.